Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service, thank you New England for 60 great years. Nissan, get to Nissan's ride of your life for exciting performance and bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com. And by Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Preparing for Game 1 of this 3-game series between the Red Sox and the Orioles, and it's time now for tonight's twisted but true fact. On this date in 1917, Ernie Shore pitched the only perfect game ever at Fenway Park. Shore came in to relieve Babe Ruth, who was ejected after walking the leadoff man. 74 years after the fact, Major League Baseball changed the rules, and Shore's perfect game became a combined no-hitter. Twisted tea is the hard iced tea. It tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. Let's check in with Garen Austin. Garen?
Thanks, Don. Pablo Sandoval and Blake Swihart both left Saturday night's game due to injuries. Sandoval is back in the lineup tonight at third base, and manager John Farrell gave us an update on Swihart, who left Saturday's game due to his sprained left foot.
Well, Blake is day-to-day. He's going to go through, and has already hit in the cage. Treatment on that left foot continues. We'll check him as he gets through some running drills here a little bit later today, but there's no roster change with his spot, and personally I hope he's able to get back in the lineup tomorrow. Well, Rusney was optioned back to Pawtucket. We did claim Eric Kratz on Sunday just to protect us in the situation with Blake if that became more than what we're finding out now. Those waivers expired at 1 o'clock on Sunday, so that was the need to do it at that time. So, we're a little bit tentative right now with the catching position.
They are joined by Group Sales Representative Matt Bos.
Fans are heading into the park. First pitch is coming up.
It's a Nissan's ride of your life for exciting performance and bonus cash. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Uno's, committed to the craft of pizza since 1943. Mazda is KBB.com's lowest cost-owned brand over 5 years. And by your local New England Ford dealers. Welcome back to Boston. Look at Revere Beach as the Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles get ready to open up this 3-game series. As the fans settling in here at the ballpark, and Doug Flutie here at the ballpark tonight as the Red Sox return home after taking 2 out of 3 from the Kansas City Royals. And the Red Sox home for this short 3-game homestand before heading right back out on the road again. And, of course, this next stretch, as you highlighted in our View from the Booth segment, Jerry, is very important for the Red Sox because they play some of these teams coming up.
Well, it is. You got the games against Baltimore here, a 3-game series, a 3-game series down in Tampa Bay. and then a 4-game series with the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Red Sox, as we mentioned, have picked it up a little bit recently, playing better baseball. So a good time to be playing these teams, and hopefully they can hopscotch a few of them and get a little bit closer to first place.
Now the Red Sox have a very good series against a very good Kansas City team, and now take on a very good Baltimore Orioles team led by Buck Showalter. And the O's are 36-33 coming in, and a little bit banged up. Adam Jones not in the lineup tonight for Baltimore.
Yeah, a little surprising. We saw the lineup today. A bad right shoulder for Adam Jones, which will keep him out of the lineup, and certainly that's good news for the Red Sox. Anytime he's not in the Baltimore lineup, that certainly helps the opposing team.
So in center field instead, David Lowe, a lot of times comes in as a defensive replacement in left or right. He will be in center field in the absence of Adam Jones, as Buck Showalter wants to make sure Jones is 100% before he returns to the Red Sox lineup, or to the Orioles lineup. Joe Kelly and the Red Sox taking the field now at Fenway. As they do, let's check out the Orioles starting lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Manny Machado leads it off at third base with Jimmy Paredes, the DH. Chris Parmalee, the former Twin, in right field, bats third. Matt Wieters does the catching in the cleanup spot with Chris Davis at first base. Travis Snyder in left field with J.J. Hardy, the all-star shortstop, who bats seventh. Ryan Flaherty's at second base, eighth. And David Lowe in center field bats ninth. The Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Joe Kelly on the hill tonight. 14th start of the year, comes in with a 2-4 record, 5.32 earned run average, 58 strikeouts to 29 walks, and opponents sitting at 261 against Joe Kelly. Last worked in Atlanta for the Red Sox, going 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. He walked 3 and struck out 3 in a no decision.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 9th in the American League with 42 errors in 71 games. Pablo Sandoval back at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Mike Napoli the first baseman. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez, Mookie Betts, and Brock Holt, and Sandy Leon doing the catching for Joe Kelly.
Tonight's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience the new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Tim Timmons has the play with Todd Tickner at first base. Tim Wilkie is the crew chief. He's working at second base, and Mike Everett is the third base umpire. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Comfortable conditions here at Fenway, a little bit on the warm side, 84 degrees to begin the ball game tonight. Breeze out to center at 18 miles per hour, and there is a chance of showers here tonight at Fenway Park, kind of dodging the raindrops and several storms that are in the area that so far have missed Fenway Park.
Now, we had a little bit of rain earlier. They put the top on for about a half hour, took it off, and we're starting on time.
Manny Machado making his way here to the plate. Machado 303 with 14 homers and 38 runs batted in. Machado, Paredes, and Parmalee to face Joe Kelly here in the first inning. And the first pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one, and we're underway. Joe Kelly, a 1-1 mark with a 3.32 earned run average against the O's. 7 earned runs in 19 innings pitched. And a foul off to the right out of play, 0-2.
As second time that Kelly has faced Baltimore this season, no decision when he went 5 2/3, giving up 4 hits and 2 earned runs earlier this year.
Machado bats now. Paredes waiting on deck. Orioles here in the first inning. On the ground to first base, a bobble by Napoli. Kelly gets there with plenty of time to spare, and they retire Machado for the first out of the ball game.
Good job by Napoli as he knocks that ball down. The ball stays very close to him. You can see hits off his knee, but does not go that far away. Able to pick it up. No panic in Napoli, and throws a strike to Joe Kelly doing his job covering first base.
One down for Jimmy Paredes, the designated hitter, 305 with 8 homers and 33 runs batted in. He'll take ball one away. Set safely in 37 of his first 51 games on the year. Start tonight as the Orioles DH.
Now, Paredes has never faced Joe Kelly in the past. First time he's faced him.
Fouls it off to the left, and it's 2-1. 96 on the fastball. Stanley, the official tools of the Boston Red Sox when you demand performance in action on the job site. Jimmy Paredes batting here with one down in the first inning. Another foul, this one back and to the left, even the count of 2-2.
And so far, all fastballs from Joe Kelly to the first two hitters.
Orioles coming in fourth in batting average in the American League at .259. Just saw the Kansas City Royals, who lead in batting average in the AL. Baltimore fifth in earned run average, and they're playing very good defensively as well. Only behind Detroit as far as fewest errors made. So pretty good pitching, pretty good hitting, and very good defense.
Now fourth in average, fourth in runs scored, fourth in home runs.
Payoff pitch. And Paredes strikes out. He flipped the bat away thinking he had ball four. It's some bad news from Tim Timmons. 2 down.
Good pitch too. Fastball right on the outside part of the plate, and Paredes did not like it. He thought he had ball four, but you see that moving fastball picks up the strike zone. And he'll have to retrieve his bat and go back to the dugout.
Mika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. First strikeout of the night for Joe Kelly. 2 down here in the first inning for Chris Parmelee. A .316 average for Parmelee. 3 homers, 4 runs batted in, and Buck Showalter leaves him in the Adam Jones spot as to not mess up with the rest of the Orioles order. But Parmelee in there tonight in the 3 spot. Picked up, called up from AAA Norfolk on June the 16th. Been hitting at .312 at AAA with 61 games for the Tides this year.
He's already got 3 home runs for the Baltimore Orioles.
Now he lines this down the right field line. A fair ball. Brock Holt over to plate. Parmelee headed for second base. Little trouble out there for Holt. And as a result, Parmelee's headed for third, and he will get there without a problem. Holt having trouble in the right field corner, and Parmelee ends up at third base.
I think there's a pretty good chance, even without the bobble out there with the trouble by Brock Holt, that he would have ended up on third base. This ball hooked way down the line, and you can see how far Brock Holt has to go for it. Now right there, it gets by him. He kicks it and picks it up, but I still think if he gets it with his glove, it's going to be 3 bases anyway. Parmelee heading around first base, taking a peek by himself. Now he picks up the third base coach, and the third base coach saying, "Come on." So he puts it in second gear again and gets to 3 bases. A triple being given to Parmelee.
That's triple. You got to go back to 2012 for Parmelee. He's at third with 2 away. Now Matt Wieters has a chance. And Wieters not waiting around. Fouls it off to the left. Reinstated from the 60-day DL right at the beginning of June the 5th. Of course, had the Tommy John surgery. And back for the O's. No spring training for him. Buck Showalter's team with a ground out to begin the inning. A strikeout, then the triple by Parmelee. As a run 90 feet away here with 2 down in the first inning. 0-2 to Wieters. Swinging a foul tip off the glove of Leon.
And most of the bat Wieters has had since returning has come from the left side of the plate, where he's hitting .379 left-handed. 29 at bats hitting left-handed, 10 at bats hitting right-handed. Right-handed only hitting 100.
Framed by Leon, but too far inside. Wieters so far with 8 RBIs since his return on June the 5th. On the ground, foul. We'll do it again down by the tarp. Jumps up into the seats.
A couple of curveballs featured by Kelly. 2 Wieters in this at bat.
Parmalee at third base, 2 down here in the first inning for the Orioles. Breaking ball, and it's in the air to right center field. Brock Holt will move over and catch out number 3. The Orioles leave Parmalee at third base. Joe Kelly gets through it. Red Sox coming up. Is presented by New England Nissan dealers. Baldo Jimenez in his 14th start of the year, 5-3, 3.27 earned run average, 74 strikeouts, 24 walks, and opponent sitting at 249 against the right-hander. And therefore, strike 1 to the player of the week in the American League, Mookie Betts. Last Wednesday for Jimenez at Philadelphia victory. 6 2/3, 4 runs, 3 earned. Was his 5th win of the year. That's leading all major leaguers this last week, an average at 581. Yes, he will take the strike, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now to Betts. During this stretch right now, he has moved that average from 234 up to 277 where it sits right now. Pop-up foul off to the right. We'll do it again, 1-2.
Second time that Jimenez has faced the Red Sox this year. He actually got thrown out of the game back on April 17th when he hit Pablo Sandoval.
1-2 pitch down the right field line and a foul ball.
pitched a lot against the Red Sox. He's 1-3 with an 8.42 ERA and 9 career starts against Boston.
And for a guy who's been a very good pitcher, he has not enjoyed his time against the Red Sox.
Not at all.
That includes when he was in Colorado and was the game's best pitcher at one point. Red Sox went in there and got to him early.
Yeah, and then the season kind of went downhill after that. They see the breakdown, 63% fastballs, the breaking ball, and a split-fingered fastball.
31 years old, from the Dominican Republic, signed as a free agent to a 4-year deal by the Orioles. 1-2 pitch. And Betts with a swing and a miss strikes out for the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup. It's brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. Mookie Betts in center field with Brock Holt in right field. Dustin Pedroia at second base. David Ortiz, the DH, with Hanley Ramirez in left field. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop with Pablo Sandoval at third base. Mike Napoli moving down to the 8th spot in the Red Sox order at first base with Sandy Leon doing the catching. One down for Brock Holt. Brock at .318 to start the night. 2 homers, 18 runs batted in. John Farrell kind of making this move with Betts at the top, Holt second, Pedroia third, and it worked out great in the game on Sunday with all the hits they compiled to put together.
Yeah, he was talking about that this afternoon where these 3 guys, Betts, Holt, and Pedroia, he likes the way at the top of the lineup looks right now. A lot of things he can do when they get on base. Betts can obviously steal a base. They can play hit and run with Brock Holt. A number of things they can do. And, you know, all 3 guys have been swinging the bat very, very well.
Inside for ball 3, 3-1. Kind of pinched together in the outfield and bowed straight away, but they are tight out there as Holt will take a 1-out walk.
Now the Orioles defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are second in the American League. Only 32 errors in 69 games. Manny Machado at third base. J.J. Hardy, the shortstop. Ryan Flaherty at second. Chris Davis, the first baseman. Left to right, Travis Snyder, David Lowe, and Chris Parmalee. Matt Wieters doing the catching for Jimenez.
Speaking of defense, kind of surprised by this alignment for Pedroia, where the left fielder Travis Snyder over to left center. All kinds of room down there in the left field corner if Dustin wants to pull.
Well, more than any team that comes into Fenway Park, the Orioles always seem to pinch the outfield. It's like they give them the lines. You know, a ball down the left field line is going to be a double. It's not going to be a triple probably. And it seems like every time the Orioles come in, more than any other team, they really squeeze the outfield.
Dustin at .307, 9 homers and 30 runs batted in.
Now they're sliding over more in left and center field.
Pedroia with 1,455 hits. His career total Sunday passed Frank Malzone, 1,554 for 10th place on the Red Sox all-time hits list. Next is Dominic DiMaggio, ranks 9th with 1,680 hits. As they check on Brock Holt at first base.
And when you think about it, Don, any ball hit down that left field line right there, it's going to be very hard to score even from first base on a ball in the corner. So that's pretty much one of the reasons they play this pinch defense in the outfield.
Starting to stop for Holt as Pedroia swings through that, and it's 2-2.
Another good split-fingered fastball from Jimenez. There you see the split right there with the fingers, and watch the bottom fall out of this.
On the ground down the third baseline, backhanded by Machado. He's got a great arm, and he throws out Pedroia from foul ground without a problem as Holt takes second base, 2 down. Well, Nesson is proud to support the National Suit Drive in July. When you make a donation of gently used professional clothing at any Men's Warehouse location, you help unemployed men and women look their best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at nationalsuitdrive.com.
Another look at that play by Machado down on third base line. He gets himself to the backhand in foul territory. The sidearm throw to first base and throws a strike across the diamond. A lot of times you'll see that third baseman come right over the top. At that time, Machado goes sidearm with it.
Won a Gold Glove in 2013. 2 down, Brock Holt at second base. Here's Big Papi. It's back out of the way of a strike. David at 236, 10 homers and 31 runs driven in on the year. Shift on the right side here for the Orioles. Popped up foul above us.
Started him off with the split-fingered fastball, went to the straight fastball after that at 94 miles an hour, and Ortiz fouling it off.
David Ortiz on Sunday with his 476th home run, past Stan Musial and Willie Stargell for 29th most now in Major League history. Swing and a miss, just elevates here at 94, and Ortiz strikes out. Red Sox leave Holt at second, scoreless after 1. Fenway Park. Groups of 20 or more start at $20 each. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information. He's not a group, he's a one-man band. He's Mike O'Malley. Here at the ballpark tonight. We've got all kinds of people here as this homestand starts. Scoreless to the second inning. Remember the interview we did with Mike O'Malley? The Red Sox started losing and he ended the interview right in the middle of the interview. He felt like it was his fault.
Yeah, just left.
Yeah, just left. It's the first time we've ever had a guest leave in the middle of an interview. The one pitch inside to Chris Davis.
Maybe he felt like we were just tired interviewers.
Could be.
And he just left on us.
I bet you we've had a lot of other guests who would like to have done the same thing. It's out towards the gap in right center field and gets down. That's over to play it. And it is a long single for Chris Davis to begin the second inning.
Chris Davis now 3 for 5 in his career against Joe Kelly as he gets that curveball and takes it to right center field for the base hit, the leadoff base hit here in the second inning.
Lead runner on here for the O's in the second inning for Travis Snyder, the former Toronto Blue Jay. Red Sox infield a double play depth. And a liner into right field, just kind of hooked it into right. Davis will take second, and it's back-to-back base hits here for the Orioles in the second inning.
And Snyder gets a changeup. It looked like on the first pitch, and a little bit out in front of it, almost one-hands it on the line to right field. As that change grip, you see the ball spinning away, and toward the end of the bat for Snyder, but effective hitting as he picks up the base hit. So 2 quick base hits here in the second inning.
There is J.J. Hardy. He'll take strike one. Joe Kelly starting him with a fastball. 241, 2 homers, 14 runs batted in for Hardy. To center field and a base hit. Davis had to make sure nobody caught it, so he's just getting to third now. And it is 3 straight hits to open up the second inning by the Orioles. Bases loaded, nobody out.
That was quick, and that didn't take very long to load the bases right there. 3 straight singles, 1 on a curveball, 1 on a changeup, and that time the fastball to J.J. Hardy as he takes it back up the middle.
He's come up with some timely hitting lately. 10 for his last 16 with runners in scoring position. Not score anybody this time, but bases now loaded, nobody out, and here comes Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty at 248, 3 homers, 15 runs batted in for the Maine native. Joe Kelly pitched his way out of trouble in the first inning after allowing a triple to Chris Parmelee. Came back to get Wieters to fly out to right. Two and 0.
Right now Kelly trying to get a ground ball. A strikeout to be perfect, but at least a ground ball to try to get a double play and minimize the damage in this inning.
Fly ball to left field, sending Hanley Ramirez back and over to make the catch. Tag at third base is Davis. He will score. Throw goes to third, and the Orioles take a 1-0 lead on a sac fly by Ryan Flaherty.
Good job by Flaherty. He doesn't get a base hit, but he gets a pitch that he can lift deep enough to get at least 1 run home. That ball out over the middle for Flaherty, and he takes it to the opposite field. And where Hanley Ramirez is certainly deep enough to get that run home without even a throw. Throw coming back into third base.
2 on, 1 away, and David Lowe, the batter, close to the plate from the left side. Swing and a miss. Tardy on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Lowe starting the year on the DL. Got injured right at the end of spring training. Left hamstring strain on March the 27th. Reinstated in mid-April, and again has been a defensive replacement. Had a big home run off Koji Uehara back on April 25th. A walk-off home run at Camden Yards in Baltimore. 3:33 with runners in scoring position. That's with Snyder at second base, Hardy at first, 1 out, a run in. 3-1. Full count now. 1 strikeout so far for Joe Kelly, who's got his second full count of the night now. On top of the order, Manny Machado waiting on deck. In the air to right field. Brock Holt going back, looking up, and that ball is gone into the bullpen. The number 9 man hits a 3-run home run and puts the Orioles on top 4-0 as David Lowe will touch them all.
Well, we talked about Adam Jones not being in the lineup tonight. Instead, it's David Lowe in center field, and he does his Adam Jones impersonation. 3-run home run, line shot into the bullpen area for the Baltimore Orioles on a fastball from Joe Kelly.
So 4-0. Baltimore on top here. Manny Machado batting. And a pop-up. Foul ground. Napoli has a play. And he makes it. A little stumble there at the end. Little lunge, but he makes the grab for out number 2 of the inning. Toyo Tire is the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Whether you're taking your truck off-road, the kids to practice, or your sports car to its limits, there's a Toyo Tire for you. Visit toyotires.com. Find a dealer near you. 2 down in the inning for Jimmy Paredes. He struck out looking in the first inning. Only strikeout tonight for Joe Kelly. There's strike 1 over the inside corner. Came up, hit him in the side of the neck, it looked like. On the foul tip, right back up near his head.
I couldn't tell whether it was the neck area or the ear, but that ball come bouncing right back up on Paredes. There's the bounce coming backwards, and looks like it got him in the ear.
Down and in, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Paredes. 4 hits in the inning allowed by Kelly. 4 runs in the inning allowed by Kelly. Pop up foul, still 1-2. Get immediate care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is the official hospital of the Boston Red Sox. On the ground to first base, Napoli knocks down the hop and then tags the bag to end the inning. A 3-run home run by David Lowe, a 4-0 Baltimore lead. 477 Red Sox 9 or email premium sales at redsox.com for more information. A 3-run home run for David Lowe has given the Orioles a 4-0 advantage. Hanley Ramirez back to Jimenez, who picks that. Has plenty of time to throw to first and retires Hanley Ramirez for the first out here at the bottom of the second inning. So Hanley's 0 for 1 as Xander Bogaerts makes his way to the plate. 292, 3 homers, and now 30 runs batted in for Xander. It was 4 for 10 in the series against the Royals in a career high 3 doubles on Sunday at Kansas City. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike from Jimenez. Strike 2, 0-2. Month of June for Bogaerts, sitting at 329. The home run, 13 runs batted in. On the ground slowly towards third. Machado on the run and in time to get Bogaerts 2 down. Now this summer, pump up the fun with Irving Oil. You could win a Ford Escape, a Can-Am Spyder, $5,000 in cash, or other great instant prizes. Visit a participating Irving Oil and irvingfun.com for details. 2 down for Pablo Sandoval. 270, 6 homers and 23 runs batted in. Takes it opposite field and into left field for a base hit. A 2-out single and first Red Sox hit of the night.
A breaking ball that time. Curveball from Jimenez, and Sandoval continues to swing the bat very well against him. He's 324 with a couple of home runs coming into the game. It's a high breaking ball that time, and Sandoval takes it to the opposite field for the 2-out base hit.
So 2-out base runner here for Boston, and it brings up Mike Napoli. Napoli batting out of the 8th spot for the Red Sox. He has slid down this lineup as he takes strike 1. Napoli 3 for 14 on the road trip and 2 for 11 in the series against Kansas City.
Here's another guy that's had good numbers against him, and is 364 with a couple of home runs against him in his career.
Napoli has preferred playing at home this year. Starts the game overall the 203 average, but at home he hits at 288 and leads the Red Sox with 7 Fenway Park home runs this year. 7 of the 10 that he's had right here.
Big shift put on in the infield. 3 infielders on the left side against Napoli. And so far, Jimenez has had a very good split-fingered fastball. See, now with 2 strikes, they're going to move Flaherty back to a more normal position at second base, expecting a more defensive swing with 2 strikes.
Napoli with a swing and a miss. Jimenez gets him on a fastball running in. Red Sox leave a runner, trail 4-0. On Sunday, the Red Sox, the Highland Street Foundation, the city of Boston are hosting a free Red Sox watch party for kids and families on the Boston Common. Watch the game on the big screen. Try your hand at the Steel Home Challenge and grab some food. It's all free. We head to the top half of the third inning. Orioles on top 4-0. Alex Spear from the Boston Globe is alongside here in the booth. And Alex, thoughts on the last road trip and certainly the very good day on Sunday for the Red Sox against the Royals?
That was really impressive, and that was kind of what we anticipated, I think, the offense looking like from time to time this year, especially after the way in which they opened the year on opening day with the home runs that came in bunches. But there have been those days few and far between, more frequently of late, especially in June. And that road trip was so interesting because we're talking about, a team that's playing at a 500 level in Atlanta, as well as the Royals, obviously, having been the class of the American League so far. And the Red Sox are an above 500 team once they're outside of the division. It's just that they've been getting smoked on a regular basis when they've been playing at home. So, 10-21 entering tonight against American League East competitors, and I think a 21-19 record when they get out of the division.
They're going to be in this division for a little while now, and starting tonight.
There is the unbalanced schedule is a real thing. So if you don't win, if you can't beat your divisional opponents, then you're in a bit of trouble in this day and age in baseball. And it's something that entering the year, I think that a lot of people thought that the American League East was a down division, and that the level of talent maybe had been surpassed in the West or even the Central. And thus far, I think that may have been a little bit off the mark, at least in terms of what we're seeing. If you look at the run differentials across the American League East, it's not just that the Orioles and the Blue Jays are above 500. They're two of the four best teams in terms of how much they've outscored opponents. That tells you something about kind of the offensive firepower of those teams and what they're able to do to stop other teams from scoring.
Fair ball that ends up in the corner, dug out by Hanley Ramirez, and to second base goes Chris Parmalee with a double to begin things here in the third inning.
He's had a pretty good start, a triple in this game, now a double to start off the third inning, and Joe Kelly having his struggles here early in the ball game.
He can't put guys away with 2 strikes. It's so interesting. He does have a career high strikeout rate thus far this year. I think it's over 7 per 9 innings. But you look at the number of home runs he's giving up with 2 strikes. You look at that double that's down the line. That's a really good swing on 96, which it just doesn't make sense. That's supposed to be clear advantage for pitchers, and it's a place where I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't have the significant grounding that other guys might as pitchers. He was kind of new to pitching when he was in college. He was only a closer in college and kind of came into starting when he was coming up through the system. But you just don't get the sense necessarily that Kelly always has a feel for what it is to put away opposing hitters, what his plan of attack needs to be to finish them off.
When you look at stuff-wise, I mean, some of the best, I think, on the Red Sox staff. 97, 98 with a fastball that moves, a good curveball, a changeup, and it unfortunately has not been able to get deep into games.
Absolutely right. It is striking, and in fact, this is the 7th game. He's made 14 starts this year. This is the 7th game, half of them, in which he's given up 4 or more runs. And a lot of those, you're right, Jerry, he's not making it past the 5th or certainly the 6th.
He is among the leaders in as far as fastballs go for starters. I guess that what tells you about velocity. Perhaps velocity is not everything.
No, it's interesting because I think that you have guys at the high end of that range who just have great arm strength, but don't necessarily know how to regulate it. So, once you have once a Justin Verlander hits his stride, he's no longer living at the top of that list, in part because he understands what it is to add and subtract and how he can really kind of effectively use that incredible arm strength over the course of a full 7, 8, 9 inning outing when you're Justin Verlander. So he can comfortably sit at 92 coming out of the chute, and then all of a sudden, boom, comes the 7th inning where he's dropping the hammer at 96 to 100.
Well, Justin Masterson now in the bullpen for the Red Sox. Kind of an interesting move by the Red Sox. Kind of gave him the choice, another rehab start at the AAA level or to go into the bullpen. What do you make of that situation for him, and how hard will it be for him to transition back into the bullpen?
Well, he did pitch some in the bullpen last year, and it's something that he's obviously familiar with. We all remember how good he was, how impactful he was coming up in 2008, 2009, when he started discovering that, oh yeah, by the way, I can throw 95 miles an hour coming out of the pen, and how important he was in that almost run to the World Series for the Red Sox. I think that there's a component of it that should be like riding a bicycle, and again, he did it last September. He wasn't that effective in that role, but he was dealing with a whole host of injuries at the end of last year, so I'm not sure if that's a good indicator. But that's his best chance to be able to position himself to be helpful either to this team or to another contender going forward. Because with the velocity being down, over the course of this year, it just becomes harder and harder for him to be able to get left-handed hitters out. So finding that right role for him can really be something that plays to his benefit and the Red Sox.
Well, as part of that move, also Stephen Wright optioned back to Pawtucket as they activate Justin Masterson. And Wright, it appears they just want him to start on a regular basis and be an extra starter for the Red Sox at some point.
Well, clearly a very interesting depth option at this point for the Red Sox. And as John Farrell put it before today's game, Stephen Wright did not pitch his way out of the big league pitching staff. This was merely a kind of numbers crunch that he faced. And sometimes you have options. It's a tough universe to operate in, but that's the one that you're given. I remember Kevin Youkilis, how frustrated he used to be in 2005 because he was a major league caliber talent. We saw that in all of the coming years, but nonetheless ended up riding that shuttle between Pawtucket and Boston.
Well, a walk of Chris Davis here, 1 out, runners at the corners, and Carl Willis headed to the mound.
That's one thing I was interested in with Masterson. I was kind of curious on why they were giving him the option of making another start, or you'd think he'd want to get back on the roster as soon as possible, get out in the bullpen, and that's your spot right now. And be curious to see if he comes up with that more velocity working out there. Earlier in the year, he was 87, 88 with his fastball, and of course we remember times where it was much harder than that. And maybe going to the bullpen, knowing he's only going to pitch a couple of innings, maybe some of that velocity to come back to him.
And you never know. Sometimes that can even trigger something that allows you to have more sustained velocity. Once you find it, you can hold it, and so it does open up some different and interesting possibilities. It is worth noting that Masterson in his last couple of starts in Pawtucket was far more effective than he'd been either towards the end time right before he ended up on the disabled list, and at the start of his minor league rehab assignment. So it'll be interesting to see if some of those results start playing at the major league level.
Another move today, Rusney Castillo going down to the Pawtucket Red Sox. He just was not getting the playing time they feel that appears he needs as far as his development goes at this level right now.
It's a pretty tough situation with Castillo, and I think that the expectations were obviously enormous because he got the 7-year, $72.5 million contract. He was signed to be an everyday player and ready to be an everyday player as early as the start of 2015. The reality that we sometimes face is that players coming over, this is a very different terrain than the one he's used to. It's a very different league. There are considerable adjustments in terms of elements that are on the field, whether it's the strike zone.
Double steal possibility here, and thrown out at the plate coming from third was Parmalee. They send Davis, but Parmalee trying to get in is thrown out at the plate for the second out of the inning.
That's well executed by the Red Sox right there. The Orioles trying to sneak out another run with 1 out in the inning. A little bit of a surprise here, and you can see that Bogaerts reads it very well. He's got his eye on the man at third base, comes in, throws a strike back to Leone, and they get Parmalee at the plate. What a surprise there that they had that play going on where they got so much offense going early in the game, trying to double steal a run in with 1 out.
And they haven't been struggling to make contact against Kelly, obviously, and so I agree with you. That's a bit surprising. The other thing that's really noteworthy about that play, how smooth was Bogaerts in terms of just making the adjustment there and coming forward, getting the guy at the plate.
He's been absolutely great. I mean, he has been so improved from what we saw last year, even from spring training this year. But he very heads up on this play because he knows, the situation. He knows they're trying to double steal. Somebody's yelling at him that he's going from third base. He's able to read that, never take his eyes or concentration away from the throw from home, and has plenty of time to get the runner.
Yeah, that's the thing that's striking to me. Maybe a year ago he might double clutch before he gets rid of that ball there. It's just in sequence. It's the rhythm of the game. That's where, to me, his major league clock has really just gotten locked in this year to the point where there are a lot of advanced metrics about defense right now, and Bogaerts right now is ranking mostly in the top 10 among major league shortstops. Last year he was outside of the top 30, so that tells you about a lot of progress in a short period of time.
I remember last year asking Dustin Pedroia about Bogaerts, being the first year that he played with him, and he said, well, he hasn't yet figured out the speed of the game. That sounds crazy in the game of baseball, but it's true. I mean, when things are happening out there, they happen very, very fast, and now he's learning that.
Check swing and a ball 4 down to first base. Now goes Snyder. So that is back-to-back walks allowed by Joe Kelly.
And you have bullpen. You have bullpen activity already beginning behind him. So this has been kind of Kelly's MO. There are those tantalizing hints of the potential for a pretty far-reaching 4-pitch mix that can dominate, but more often than not, the actual product of it has been shorter outings and sometimes big runs totals.
Joe Kelly's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket so far as he works here. 2 2/3 deep, 6 hits, 4 runs. He has walked 2, struck out batter, and gave up the 3-run home run to David Lowe in the second inning. 25th pitch of the inning, and that is going to miss outside. Last thing John Farrell wants to do is get into that bullpen early in this game.
Yeah, and the reason he has Ross up because there are a load of lefties in this lineup tonight for the Baltimore Orioles. They really loaded up left-handed against Kelly.
What do you make of the division right now? As the Red Sox are really the team that has slipped the furthest away from the rest of the pile now.
Yeah, as I said, it's a division that in the month of June has been playing at an exceptional level. You look at, the Red Sox have actually played okay this month. They're 9-11 so far. They've only made up ground on the team in first place, and I think
picked off at first base.
A lot of support for Kelly by his defense behind him this inning.
Alex Spear from the Boston Globe, thanks so much.
Great to see you guys. Thanks so much.
4-0 Baltimore. Play of the game and the pickoff at first base. Sandy Leon, and a combination of Leon and Napoli able to pick off Travis Snyder. Strange inning.
Yeah, really strange inning. Running themselves out of an inning, actually. The double steal attempt and then the prearranged pickoff play at first base between Napoli and Leon.
Sandy Leon leading it off, hitting at 167 coming in. No homers and 3 runs batted in. 3 strikeouts for Jimenez so far, and here's a base hit into center field. Second hit of the night for Boston, as Sandy Leon starts the third inning off with a base hit.
Now, Leon has never faced Jimenez in the past. First time, and it looks like he gets a changeup this time. Something going away, maybe just a flat split-fingered fastball, and hooks that ball into center field for the base hit.
Lead runner on for Boston. Here's Mookie Betts. That's a strikeout victim in the first inning. Fly ball left field, struck pretty well. Back goes Travis Snyder onto the track, and it's off the scoreboard. Leon headed for third. Throw to second will be late, and Mookie Betts has got himself a wall ball double. Second and third, nobody out in the Boston third inning.
And a 10-game hitting streak for Betts. He gets the breaking ball that time from Jimenez and plants it off that left field wall. There you see the curveball a little bit away from Mookie Betts, but he has done a great job on those pitches recently. Snyder playing it off the wall, and by the time he gets it, Red Sox got a couple of minutes scoring position, so a good chance to cut the lead in half here with a base hit.
Second and third, nobody out. And here is Brock Holt. Look at the numbers for Betts during the 10-gamer. Career high 10-game hitting streak. Holt, a free pass, a walk in the first inning against Jimenez. Strike two.
Two-seam fastball that time at 93 miles an hour from Jimenez. Runs it back over the middle of the plate.
Jimenez coming in with a 5-3 record on the year. On the road, though, under 500 at 1-2 with a 4.19 earned run average.
After a string of about 4 no decisions in a row, he has back-to-back wins. Last 2 outings, Yankees and Phillies.
And last time out was his first road victory of the year. 0-2. And it's on the ground right side. Flaherty will go to first. Run will score, and the Red Sox are on the board. As Mookie Betts takes third base, Brock Holt picks up an RBI.
The whole idea right there is you want to pull the ball. You hope to get a base hit, but if you don't, you get a run in, infield's back. That's automatic. And you get Mookie Betts to third base with less than 2 outs. Flaherty takes a peek toward third. No chance there. Gets Holt at first, but the Red Sox get on the board. Good job there by Brock Holt. You don't get the base hit, but you do get a job done.
Now Pedroia will take a pitch up top for ball 1. Dustin grounded out to Manny Machado at third base in the first inning. Foul ball. Just outside the line. Call from Mike Everett, third base umpire. Ball and a strike now to Pedroia. Trying to deliver Mookie Betts from third base with 1 out here in the third. Boston-based daily fantasy company DraftKings.com is giving out $300 million in cash prizes. Enter promo code NESSON to play for free. Low for ball 3, 3-1. 9 of 10 runners from third with less than 2 outs. Get the right guy up here in this spot. Foul down the right field line, out of play. Well, it's time to vote for your Red Sox All-Stars. Vote on the 2015 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot at RedSox.com today. Make sure to vote early and often. Fouled off again. Pedroia protecting the plate.
And good job by Dustin fouling off a couple of good pitches. Both strikes, both the bottom of the strike zone. Giving himself another chance with that man at third base. As that fastball down to the outside part of the plate, and Pedroia fouling it off the other way.
First full count for Jimenez. Pedroia rolls it over foul, but gets a piece.
Another good job by Pedroia. Breaking ball that time. Tough at bat. Jimenez has made some great pitches, and Pedroia's fouled off some great pitches.
Swing and a miss. And Pedroia strikes out. 4th strikeout now for Jimenez. 2 down.
Now that might have been the best splitter he's thrown all night long. I mean, there's that split grip again, and watch the bottom fall out of that pitch away from Pedroia. It looks like it's going to be a strike about knee high, and then it just dips out of the zone, ends up about ankle high.
Two down, Betts at third base. David Ortiz struck out swinging in the first inning. Orioles into the shift here on the right side with Ryan Flaherty in short right field. Well, that space as a fly ball headed out towards left center field. Playable out there for David Lowe. And Lowe didn't see it, I think, at first, but he recovers and makes the catch. That was a bit of an adventure, but it ends the inning. Red Sox pick up a run. It is 4-1 Baltimore. Four to 1, Orioles have the lead over the Red Sox as we play here into the 4th inning. Red Sox getting a run back in their half of the 3rd inning. It's J.J. Hardy leads it off here for the Orioles. Hardy, Flaherty, and Lowe. Joe Kelly needs a shutdown inning here. '70th pitch of the night for Kelly. And it's fouled off to the right, still 0-2. Already getting his second look at Kelly. Singled to center field off him in the 2nd inning. One of now 6 Baltimore hits on the night against Kelly.
Trying to elevate that time on purpose, see if J.J. Hardy would chase it. He did not. Robbie Ross continues to throw in the Red Sox bullpen.
So it's going to be a short leash here for Joe Kelly if he gets in any kind of trouble this inning. Hardy lines one in to right center field. Over his hole to play it. J.J. Hardy is now 2 for 2 in the game. Batting 100 is no fun, but getting 100 feels great, especially when all you have to do to get $100 is open a free checking account. Learn more at easternbank.com/free checking. J.J. Hardy 2 for 2 in the game. Single to right field to begin this 4th inning, and it brings up Ryan Flaherty. A sac fly in the 2nd inning. Picked up his 16th RBI of the year. Late swing, fouls it off to the left. Surrounded the plate, but did not pick up the strike zone that time. Ball and 2 strikes.
Trying to go on the outside corner with the curveball that time. Didn't miss by very much. Actually, that curveball was supposed to be down and in. It stayed away, but all 3 pitches in about the same spot.
Almost hit Flaherty. Straightens him up and evens the count at 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Flaherty strikes out. That's the 2nd strikeout for Joe Kelly of the night. 1 down.
First strikeout came on a fastball back in the 1st inning. His 2nd on a changeup. That's down and out of the zone. That ball never really in the strike zone, but Flaherty chases it.
For every strikeout by a Red Sox pitcher at Fenway Park in June, Aetna will donate $250 to Boston Healthcare for the homeless program. Through their continued efforts in the local community, Aetna is helping to build a healthier world, one city, one strikeout at a time. Little bunt bid here, dropped down by David Lowe, who can run, but he fouled it off.
It's interesting. A guy that hit a 3-run home run back in the 2nd, now trying to get on via the bunt. Trying to show us his whole game. Trying to take it down that first baseline that time, and obviously the ball rolling foul.
A little bit low, framed there by Leon, but it's a ball. 1-1. Well, for Joe Kelly, his last win was against the Oakland A's on June the 6th. Since then, 2 no decisions against Toronto, and then last time out at Atlanta. It's a ground ball to first. Napoli's going to go to 2nd. They get the lead runner there. Return throw is going to get away, and off the facing of the Red Sox dugout, Joe Kelly will run it down. So they get the lead runner, and J.J. Hardy were the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, very little chance of getting a double play because Lowe runs pretty well, and the ball not hit that hard. So Napoli doing what he's supposed to do, get that 1 out at 2nd base. The return throw gets by Kelly, but hits that screen in front of the Red Sox dugout. So the man can't advance into scoring position, cannot advance into scoring position. And you see what Bogart's looking at. Look, just try to get 1. That's all he's telling Mike Napoli, get 1. And that's exactly what they get.
Two down, Low at first base, and Manny Machado the batter. 0 for 2 in the game. He's grounded out to first base, fouled out to first base. Both times Napoli up to the task. Robbie Ross Jr. ready if they want him. Fouled off to the right, out of play. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. The yellow sunset here right now at Fenway Park.
Kind of weird looking up there, isn't it?
Yes. Foul down the right field line. Maybe the calm before the storm, perhaps.
Yeah, think positive, Don, like you always do. You know, I mean, be upbeat. It's not going to rain. It's going to be good all the way through.
Eye for ball, 1-2 to Manny Machado. With 2 down, David Lowe at first base. Orioles scoring all of their runs in the second inning. Wow. Pretty good pitch. He didn't get it.
Yep, that's a pitch you need right there, especially when you're having a difficult time. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. See Leon saying something to the home plate umpire. That's a good pitch.
Now a base hit into right field. Up to second base goes Lowe. He'll stop there as Holt gets it back in. Manny Machado with his first hit of the night. And it's first and second with 2 down. And here comes John Farrell. So instead of Joe Kelly getting out of the inning perhaps on a strikeout, a base hit here will chase him from the game. And Jimmy Paredes coming up. And that is the night for Joe Kelly. So the pitching change from Fenway Park. Orioles on top 4-1. Robbie Ross Jr. on his way in. As we're in the midst of the top of the 4th inning, there's call to the bullpen brought to you by Kia. Robbie Ross Jr. in the game here for Boston. Jimmy Paredes the batter with 2 on, 2 outs, and Paredes hits a ball off the glove of Pedroia into center field. Around from second base comes David Lowe. He will score. And the Orioles with some 2-out magic here pick up another run, take a 5-1 lead.
Paredes didn't waste any time. First pitch he sees. He shoots hard back through the middle. Switching around to the right side of the plate, he gets the breaking ball on the first pitch and a rocket right back up the middle by Robbie Ross, and also by Dustin Pedroia, by the umpire, by everybody except Mookie Betts.
That run charged to Joe Kelly. Still responsible for Manny Machado, who's at second base. So it's 5-1. Chris Parmelee, the batter, with 2 on and 2 outs. Parmelee's had a good game already, a triple and a double. Yes, he will take strike 1 from Robbie Ross. Ross into his 19th game of the year without a record, 4.87 earned run average, 15 strikeouts, 7 walks. Opponent sitting at 309 against Ross. In the dirt, blocked by Leon. No advance for the base runners. Outside for ball 2. So the Red Sox into the pen here in the 4th inning. Joe Kelly goes 3 2/3 innings so far. Has been charged with 5 runs, a couple walks, a couple Ks, and ended up throwing 87 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. There's a ground ball to first base. Napoli will take it himself to the bag to end the inning. Orioles add another run, take a 5-1 lead after 3.5. $100. Just open an Eastern free checking account in the month of June and you'll get $100. Learn more at easternbank.com/free checking. Orioles get another run in the top half of this, the 4th inning. Take a 5-1 lead to the bottom of the 4th. Hanley Ramirez leading it off here for the Red Sox. And Hanley takes a look at strike 1. Grounded back to the mound, and Jimenez able to make a nice grab and threw out Ramirez in the 2nd inning. Red Sox getting to Jimenez for a run in the 3rd. RBI ground out by Brock Holt. Loop to right field, and kind of a late start for Parmelee, and that'll fall in front of him. Fooled on the swing, it appeared, and reaching is Hanley Ramirez with a base hit to begin the bottom of the 4th inning.
That little bloop between the second baseman, right fielder. Hanley now with a 4-game hitting streak. Fastball ties him up a little bit inside. He's able to muscle the ball to the opposite field. See that ball hitting right about at the label of the bat. And of course, when that happens, it's not going to travel a great distance. And that time it drops in front of Parmalee for the base hit.
Lead runner on for the Red Sox for the second time in 4 innings. And here's Xander Bogaerts. Grounded out to third base in the second inning, 0 for 1. In there for a strike, 1-1. Bogaerts batting out of the 6th spot for the Red Sox tonight. Moved all over the lineup during the course of the road trip for the Red Sox, but it's tied up there on a pitch running in on him, 1-2. Fastball that time from Jimenez. Pablo Sandoval waiting on deck for Boston. That'll bounce through the catcher Wieters, and up to second base goes Hanley Ramirez.
He tries the split finger fastball that time and goes right through the 5-hole. That ball hit the ground and did not bounce up at all, just stayed down and right between the wickets of Matt Wieters.
Wild pitch charge to Jimenez has Hanley Ramirez at second base. Bogaerts with a swing and a miss. He strikes out. That's 5 strikeouts now for Jimenez.
I tell you, that pitch has been absolutely nasty for him tonight. When I look at his strikeouts, at least 3 of them have been on the split-fingered fastball. He's doing a good job keeping it down in the zone, as you can see right here.
So 1 out, Hanley Ramirez in scoring position at second base, and here is Pablo Sandoval. He singled to left field in the second inning. There's a liner that it's into left field for a base hit. Hanley Ramirez being waved around. There's a throw from Snyder, and he's cut off. Throw to the plate is not going to be in time. Hanley gets in with a slide. Red Sox get their second run on the second hit of the night for Pablo Sandoval.
Now Sandoval continues to wear out Jimenez. We gave you the numbers earlier in the game. 324 coming in. 2 for 2 tonight. I was a little bit surprised to see him send Hanley here, but the throw is not a good one. It's one hop to the cutoff man, and Hanley scores at home plate. So the Red Sox again trail it by 3.
One out, 1 on, a run in, and Mike Napoli, the batter, struck out swinging in the second inning, 0 for 1. 1 of 5 strikeouts for Jimenez, and that fastball riding in. So 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Orioles. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Red Sox. On that outside corner, Napoli didn't like it at all. He's down 0-2.
Those are pitches right there that on the road trip, he didn't get too many of those pitches away from him. There's the fastball, 2 pitches ago to the outside part of the plate, and then they try to come back with a split-fingered fastball to the inside part of the plate, and just barely fouled off by Napoli.
Lead at first for Sandoval, not terribly large. 1-2 fouled off to the right, out of play. Well, don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings live right after tonight's game. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons break down the game. You'll hear from Joe Kelly and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? 1 out Sandoval at first base, and Mike Napoli here in a battle with Jimenez. 2-2, and Napoli will see a 7th pitch in this at bat. Sandy Leon waiting on deck here. Red Sox have gotten a run back so far in this bottom of the 4th inning. Full count. Second full count on the night for Jimenez. Eighth pitch of the at bat for Napoli. And he strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. 6 Ks now for Jimenez. 2 down.
Now, we talked about the split fingered fastball, the go-to pitch tonight for Jimenez, and there's another very, very good one. Again, down in the zone. Starts out about knee high and just dips right out of the strike zone. That has been his go-to pitch tonight.
2 down, Sandoval at first base. Here is Sandy Leon. Orioles going into a shift here for Leon. Flaherty in short right field. They move J.J. Hardy to the right side of the infield.
Looks like a David Ortiz shift, doesn't it?
Yep. Not used to seeing it for Leon. Ball and a strike now to the Red Sox catcher. Red Sox adding Eric Kratz. They have not placed Blake Swihart on the DL. Right now the Red Sox going with 3 catchers. They do not anticipate that Swihart's injury will be a DL scenario. So day to day at the moment for Blake. The sprained foot. Kratz was claimed off waivers by the Red Sox from Kansas City. Had been designated for assignment. Down and in. 3 balls and a strike to the number 9 man. Sandy Leon will get a single his first time up and scored Boston's first run. Strike called. Well, thought he had ball 4. Full count.
He's going to question the home plate umpire, but it looked like a pretty good pitch. You're going to see it down and away. Everything had been inside, and that pitch there picks up the outside corner and knee high. Turnover fastball that time.
Now Leon hits a ground ball into the shift. It is Flaherty in short right. He's got to hurry, and he gets it there just in time. John Farrell coming up to the top step of the dugout. We'll see if he's going to challenge this. Call on the field is out. And Farrell coming back into the dugout. So that will end the inning. It is 5-2 Baltimore. Stock's Caramel Sundae Cone. Bring it on home today. Always good, always Hood. First pitch swinging is Matt Wieters to lead it off here in the 5th inning against Robbie Ross Jr., who was able to secure the final out of the 4th inning. Back out there to start the 5th in relief of Joe Kelly. Wieters was 0 for 2 against Joe Kelly. Final line on Kelly, 3 2/3, 8 hits, 5 runs. Walked 2, struck out 2, and threw 87 pitches. Red Sox into that bullpen in the 4th. Slap foul off to the right. Wieters now, then Chris Davis and Travis Snyder expected here in the visiting half of the 5th inning. Little number in front of the plate. Leon jumps out there. He's got time and throws out Wieters at first base. Well, time now for the Geico Red Sox moment all season long. Geico will highlight the 1975 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. In their 72nd game of the 75 season, Red Sox lost to the Orioles 8-2. Jim Northup went 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs for Baltimore.
In that series, didn't we have Jim Palmer pitching against the Red Sox just a couple of days ago? And he is here in the ballpark tonight as the analyst for the Baltimore Orioles.
And there is Jim, along with Gary Thorne.
Jim can remember everything. Everything. Everybody that got a hit against him, he remembers what pitch it was.
It's incredible.
It's unbelievable. And the recall that he has.
And I know you know this, but you know in his Hall of Fame career, he never gave up a grand slam.
Never.
1-1 pitch is inside for ball 2. Chris Davis, a single and a walk, has been on twice. Shift on here for the Red Sox against Davis on the right side. Xander Bogaerts has joined Pedroia and Napoli. Takes it the other way, but a foul ball down the left field line, out of play. Davis broke into the big leagues in 2008. The Texas Rangers, 4 years with Texas, now in his 5th season with Baltimore. Of course, his big year. Total of 53 home runs with the Orioles in 2013, 138 RBIs. Grounds one to first. Napoli's got it. He will win the race to the bag for the second out of the 5th inning.
Now Ross has to do just what he's doing right now, and that's keep the Orioles off the scoreboard. The Red Sox, the last couple of innings, getting runs, single runs. Certainly in this game, 5-2. But you got to keep Baltimore off the board, and that's what Ross's job is.
Now 2 down here in the 5th, and it brings up Travis Snyder, who has been aboard twice tonight. Single to right and a walk. He has scored a run. Off balance swing there, evens the count at 1-1. Breaking ball there from Robbie Ross. Ross last pitched on Friday night at Kansas City, going an inning. Gave up a home run by Eric Hosmer in that game. Strike call, 2-2. On the ground right side, Pedroia slides over to his right, and he's able to throw out Snyder. It is a 1-2-3-3 ground ball out inning for Ross. Into the plate when he scored earlier, and he's got the shoe off, and they're going to work on it. Rick Jameson, the head trainer there as well. And Red Sox come to bat here in the bottom of the fifth. Top of the Red Sox order, Mookie Betts. That struck out in the first inning swinging, then double in the third inning. Chopped at third base, Machado for the first out of the bottom of the fifth. Now, for what's ahead tonight on NESN Sports Today, let's go live to Sarah Davis in Las Vegas covering the NHL awards. Sarah?
Hey, Don. Yeah, the NHL GM meeting just getting out here at the Bellagio. The biggest thing coming out of that, Bruins GM Don Sweeney told us that they discussed a possible 3-on-3 5-minute format for overtime next season, but that will go to the Board of Governors meeting here tomorrow.
I understand that you caught up with Patrice Bergeron today also. What did you guys talk about?
Yeah, well, he is nominated for the 4th consecutive year for the Selke Trophy for the NHL awards tomorrow night. And he says, well, he's excited at that. You know, it would have been a little sweeter had the Bruins season ended a little bit differently. But we have plenty more from Bergeron and Sweeney coming up tonight on NESN Sports Today after the Red Sox.
All right, Sarah, thanks very much. One down here in the fifth inning. We'll be looking forward to that on NESN Sports Today coming up after our Red Sox coverage. Rockhold to walk in the first, ground out in the third. There's a slide at home for Hanley Ramirez. He may have injured himself on.
Everything looks okay up to that point, but it's a slide that Ramirez gets something. I don't know if it's his ankle, but that appears what they're looking at in the Red Sox dugout.
Rockhold
nasty splitter.
Strikes out, 7 strikeouts. Almost looked like the cleat got stuck there.
Oh, right there, yes. Left foot turned it over. Oh.
2 down here in the 5th inning for Dustin Pedroia. So Alejandro De Aza doing some stretching in the Red Sox dugout. He may be coming in. We'll see. Pedroia has grounded out at third base and struck out swinging. Foul back and out of play. For every Red Sox hit in June, EchoStore Technologies will donate $50 to the Sean Thornton Foundation. EchoStore is proud to assist in helping find a cure for Parkinson's disease and pediatric cancer. To learn more, log on to echostore.com. In the dirt, and it is 2-1 now to Pedroia. Jimenez with a strikeout of Holt. That's 7 in his outing, and he's now retired 4 Red Sox in a row. 2-1 pitch. 3-1 to Pedroia. Cleans it out, but grounds it foul.
Think of all the games that I've seen Jimenez pitch. This is by far the best split finger fastball I think he's had consistently through the first 5 innings that I have seen.
Just outside, ball 4, and Pedroia draws a 2-out walk. And that is the second walk given up tonight by Jimenez. On the phone, Dave Wallace back there. Aldo Jimenez is pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 runs. Walked 2, struck out 7. 82 pitches deep into his outing, and now dealing with David Ortiz. So the Orioles go into the shift as Pedroia gains his lead. Two 2-0. Due to slip out of the hand that time of Jimenez. David has struck out, fly to center. 0 for 2 on the night for the Red Sox DH. Now 3-0. That was a close pitch. Hanley has come out on deck. Ortiz takes, and he will head on down to first base. All of a sudden, some wildness here from Jimenez, who walks back-to-back batters.
Had a walk back in the first inning, nothing between, and now back-to-back walks here in the 5th with 2 outs.
Stay tuned following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final presented by Uno's. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will preview Clay Buchholz's start tomorrow against these Orioles in Game 2 of the series. First and second, 2 down here in the 5th inning. Hanley Ramirez making his way up here, representing the tying run. Hanley is grounded back to the mound and singled to right field. Came around to score the Red Sox second run, and swings and misses for strike 1. Breaking ball away and chases. Doesn't chase that. It evens at 1-1. Menez was able to get Betts to ground out to third. Struck out Holt. But back-to-back walks to Pedroia and Ortiz has given this opportunity to Hanley Ramirez here in the bottom of the fifth. On the ground foul, almost got Butterfield, third base coach, who was way down the line.
Yeah, we mentioned that about a week ago, where Butterfield is with the man at second base, giving him a good angle for that man. That's the runner who's coming around third base. There's no chance of missing Butterfield where he is right there, and he'll come up closer to the playing field on anything that's hit.
Ramirez lays off, and it evens at 2-2.
So far, a slider followed by all fastballs to Ramirez.
Kind of waiting for that splitter. "90 pitches deep" is Jimenez with Bogarts on deck. Ramirez fouls it off to the right, out of play. Fastball at 95. A little extra that time.
And a good pitch, too, to the outside part of the plate, and Ramirez fouling it off.
Line foul, hooked into the seats.
That was the splitter right there, down and in, and Ramirez again doing a good job fouling that pitch off. So it's back-to-back pitches, a fastball away, then a splitter down and in.
Reaching his average right now, 109, his season high. Did that against Toronto in a win earlier this year. Line into left field, a base hit for Hanley Ramirez. Pedroia being waved around. He will score. And it is now 5-3, Baltimore on top. Ramirez driving in a Red Sox run.
Great at bat there by Hanley Ramirez, and we'll look at it pitch by pitch. Starts him off with a slider, the very first pitch, and that's the last one that he's going to see in this at bat. Swings and misses. Then a fastball that's going to be away. Another fastball, this time inside, fouls it off. Back to the fastball again, away. Fastball again. Fouls it off. Split-fingered fastball. Good job fouling that pitch off, and then a flat splitter right there that he picks up for the base hit. That one didn't dip as much as the ones that have been during this game. So Pedroia, who walked with 2 outs, eventually comes around and scores.
So 2 on, 2 outs, a run in here for the Red Sox, and Menez just trying to get through this 5th inning right now. His pitching coach Dave Wallace out there. He will prepare for Xander Bogaerts. Action in the pen. Brad Brock up in the pen. In the dirt for ball 1. Bogaerts has grounded out to third and struck out swinging, 0 for 2 against Jimenez tonight. He got the first 2 outs of this inning, but back-to-back walks. One has led to a run. And the RBI single by Hanley Ramirez driving in that run. Again skipping it, 2-0.
Jimenez all of a sudden having trouble finding the strike zone. Back-to-back walks, a very tough at bat by Hanley Ramirez, and falling behind 2-0 here to Bogaerts.
Xander fouls it off. Some anxious moments right now for Buck Showalter in that dugout. He's got Brad Brock warming up, and Menez right now losing some control. 2-1 the count. Bogarts with a foul tip. 2-2. Pablo Sandoval on deck. Red Sox trailing 4-0 tonight after 2 innings. It's now 5-3. Bogarts fouls off another. It's been a very taxing inning for Jimenez. .28 pitch inning so far for Jimenez, with 2 outs here in the 5th. Bogarts chops it off the plate. Charging in is Machado. He's going to let it roll, and it's going to be foul. Wow, that had some spin on it. He realized he had no chance to get Bogarts at first, so he lets it go.
No, he had no chance at all, and really the best chance he had is exactly what he did. Let it go. And watch the heads-up play by Hardy behind him, just in case that ball stays fair. They wouldn't allow a run to score. But smart play by Machado, heads-up play by Hardy. You can read the spin on the ball, and when it bounces right there, he can see that spin's going to take it into foul territory.
Bogarts rolls it over foul. Do it again. And it'll be an 8th pitch for Xander Bogarts. Some lengthy ABs in this inning for Red Sox hitters. Ortiz at second. Ramirez at first. 2 outs, a run in. Swing and a miss, and Bogarts strikes out to end the inning. Red Sox get a run. It's 5-3 at the end of 5. O's on top. which is the most amazing stat of Pedro Martinez's career. Text Sox 1 for 214 opponent average. Text Sox 2 for 276 opponent on base percentage. Text Sox 3 for 687 win percentage, or text Sox 4 for never threw a no-hitter. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. One message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy. Robbie Ross Jr. back out there. 1-1 is slapped foul to the right by J.J. Hardy. Of course, yesterday, Red Sox announcing plans to retire Pedro Martinez's number 45 at Fenway Park before the game on July 28th. 2 days after, of course, he's enshrined in Cooperstown. He'll be the first pitcher to have his number retired by the Red Sox. It'll be up there, number 45.
Can't wait for that day.
Outside for ball 3, full count to J.J. Hardy. And 2 singles against Joe Kelly while he was in there. Kelly gave up 8 hits in 3 2/3 innings and 5 runs. There is strike 3. Hardy knew it. Takes with him the first strikeout for Robbie Ross.
Backdoor breaking ball that time for Ross as he picks up the outside corner. By design, that's exactly where Leon was set up. That's where they wanted to go with the breaking ball, and that's where he gets it.
One out, 5 in a row, retired now by Ross. Here is Ryan Flaherty. There is action behind Ross. It is Alexia Gondo warming in the Red Sox pen. Ross doing a very good job here, doing exactly what John Farrell needs him to do. Quiet this Orioles offense, give the Red Sox a chance to come back in this game. They've come up with single runs in each of the last 3 innings. Inside for ball 3. Flaherty taken all the way. It takes ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk. Check out the Jordan's Furniture Mattress Factory Collection, made right here in New England, just like the national brands, but at local prices. Queen size sets start at just $299. Visit Jordans.com for details. A 1-out walk for Ryan Flaherty. Here's David Lowe. Hit a 3-run home run back in the 2nd inning. That was off Joe Kelly, and that at the time gave the Orioles a 4-0 advantage. Now he's trying to bunt again. And it's a good one as Pedroia will go glove to glove to Napoli for the out. Let's see if they challenge this on a nifty play turned in. Pedroia from glove to glove to Napoli. And Showalter here waiting to hear from his clubhouse whether or not he needs to challenge this. Meanwhile, John Farrell's coming out of the dugout. Looks like they got him.
Yep, out. What a play by Pedroia. I mean, great play. Flipping it right out of his glove. Napoli in a position where he can move either down or up to get it. Terrific play right there. You know, Red Sox do that all the time on dry bunts. They have Pedroia charge instead of the first baseman. And then the first baseman's always in a position to take a throw at first base.
Now pitching change here with Alexia Gondo coming in. 5-3 Orioles have the lead. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox making a pitching change here in the midst of the top of the 6th inning with 2 down and a runner at second base. Robbie Ross leaves the game, and in is Alexi Ogando. 29th appearance of the year, 1-0 with a 3.41 earned run average, 21 strikeouts to 10 walks. Opponent's hitting at .219 against Ogando. Through a scoreless 7th inning with a walk and a strikeout as part of Sunday's win for the Red Sox, 13-2. Faced 4 batters in his last outing. Manny Machado, the batter, with Ryan Flaherty at second base. He's done a nice job with runners in scoring position. Alexi Ogando holding opponents to a 176 average with runners in scoring position. Breakdown 3 for 17 for the opposition is Robbie Ross responsible for Flaherty at second base. Chop foul, and it evens at 1-1. Machado tonight has grounded out to first, fouled out to the first baseman, and last time up singled to right. Orioles with 9 hits in this game. Swing and a miss on the fastball that was up at 95.
Yeah, good live fastball that time from Ogando, up and in on Machado.
In the air to left field, struck pretty well. Ramirez going back, and that's going to be off the scoreboard. Around from second comes Flaherty. Into second, an RBI double goes Machado, and it is now 6-3 Baltimore. 2 out. Double off the scoreboard that produces another Baltimore run.
Now there's a pitch almost in the exact same spot, just a little bit lower, and this time Machado does not miss it, takes it off that left field wall. That's a big 2-out base hit right there. The Red Sox just make a fine play on a bunt, but that bunt gets them in a scoring position, then the ball off the wall brings them home.
Run charge to Robbie Ross, so he goes 2 innings, giving up a hit, a run, walked a batter, struck out a batter. There's Jimmy Paredes with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Down and in, a swing and a miss. Paredes has struck out, grounded out to first base, and singled to center to drive in a run. His 34th RBI of the year. Strike 2. Paredes previously playing with Kansas City and Houston in his major league career. Broke into the big leagues with the Astros in 2011. It's a ground ball to first base. Napoli's going to need help over Ogando for the out. That ends the inning, but the Orioles get another run, take a 6-3 lead. Live begins Thursday. Billy Jaffe and Barry Peterson review the NHL awards and look ahead to the NHL draft. Bruins Summer Face-Off Live kicks off Thursday at 6. 6-3, the Orioles have the lead over the Red Sox into the bottom of the 6th inning at Fenway, and new pitcher on for the O's. Brad Brock into the game, his 27th appearance, 3-2 with a 3.89 earned run average. Opponents hitting only a 208 against Brock. And the Orioles into that pen here in the 6th inning. The starter Jimenez threw up over 100 pitches at 101 in 5 innings. Sandoval fouls it back and is down 0-2. Sandoval 4 for 10 with a home run against Brock in his career. Waldo Jimenez went 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, walked 3, struck out 8. And as Jerry pointed out, a very good splitter tonight for Jimenez.
Yeah, that was to me his best pitch, and when he needed an out, needed it badly, he went right to that split-fingered fastball, and for the most part they were very, very good tonight.
In the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes here to Sandoval. Brock's been striking some people out 9 1/3 innings. He struck out 11 his last 7 appearances. Liner into left center field. And Pablo Sandoval 3 for 3 tonight.
Now we'll go back and take a look at the last 5 strikeouts tonight for Jimenez. There's a split-fingered fastball to Pedroia. Another nasty splitter to Bogaerts right there. Napoli split-fingered fastball. Splitter again to Brock Holt. And Xander Bogaerts. I mean, those are nasty, nasty splitters. Maybe the best we've seen all year, Don, from any starting pitcher.
Well, Sandoval with a base hit to begin this inning. Red Sox trying to get back again. Every time they get closer, the Orioles pick up another run. They picked up a run in the top half of this inning. Leading at 6-3 now. Leadoff base hit by Sandoval, his 3rd hit of the night, and Napoli waiting on an 0-1 pitch. Bounce in, blocked by Wieters.
I'm going to tell you, I was really surprised to see Sandoval back in the lineup tonight. Yep. He had a boot on just a day or so ago, and back in the lineup tonight with 3 hits.
He sprained his ankle. Off day yesterday, apparently doing wonders for Sandoval. Back in there and having a good night. Napoli fouls it back. 1-2. Mike didn't have much fun against Jimenez. He struck out twice against him. On the ground, foul outside of 3rd.
Go back and take a look at what happened to Sandoval on Saturday. This, of course, in Kansas City, as he tried to tag a man at 3rd base, and on that throw to first base, twisted his ankle. And then he had a boot on the next day, but back in the lineup tonight.
Well, Napoli striking out for the 3rd time tonight. This time looking for the first out here of the 6th inning. One down with Sandoval at first base, and comes Sandy Leon, the catcher. Singled in the 3rd, grounded out in the 4th. 1 for 2. A little pop up left side of the infield. Manny Machado makes the catch for the second out of the inning. Just one Nexium 24-hour a day gives you all day, all night protection from frequent heartburn. Go to Nexium24hour.com for savings and pick up Nexium 24-hour at your local Stop and Shop. Leadoff base hit by Sandoval started this inning, but since then a strikeout for Napoli, a pop out for Leon, and that takes us to the top of the order, and Mookie Betts. That struck out in the first, doubled in the third, grounded out to third base in the fifth.
Brock also at very good velocity, 95 with his fastballs. He kind of throws across his body, which I imagine would be very tough on right-handers.
Rip foul to the end of the Orioles dugout and off that fencing in front. Scattered him. Runs inside for ball three. Brock first out of the pen tonight for the Yos. Look at his arsenal. Too high for ball four, and down to first base goes Betts. So 2 on now for the Red Sox to bring the tying run to the plate again. This time it'll be Brock Holt after conference at the mound here. Matt Wieters going out. Holt tonight has walked, grounded out to second base, and struck out swinging. There is strike one. Borderline call. Grabs that outside corner. Holt batting with Sandoval at second base. Betts at first. Fouled off, and it's 0-2.
Now you see the outfield shift with 2 strikes on Holt. The left fielder, center fielder, they'll all move over to the opposite way again. More of a protective swing generally with 2 strikes, and that's why you see the defense move in that position. The game of chess.
Roy on deck with 2 down here in the 6th inning. On the outside corner for strike 3. Brock Holt didn't like it at all. Red Sox strand a pair, trail 6-3. Ejected from this game and arguing over this, which was called strike 3.
Yeah, pitch clearly outside. Holt didn't say very much, but from the dugout there was some chirping going on, and Timmons, the umpire, looked in.
A pop up a mile high. They're coming from everywhere. And Napoli will make the catch and collide with Sandoval. He holds on to the ball, though.
As that pitch to Holt, in between innings, the chirping came from the Red Sox dugout. John Farrell and the umpire Timmons told him to stop. Just stop right now. Stop right now. And they kept going, so he threw him out of the game. Farrell came out, argued for a good couple of minutes. Timmons didn't say very much. He'd already tossed him out of the ballgame.
One down here in the 7th inning. Matt Wieters the batter, 0 for 3. Let's see Gondo back out there and got the final out of the 6th as the first out here of the 7th.
It's like nobody wanted this. So you can see Napoli looking for somebody else right there, and then he realized, I got to take it, and Sandoval knocks him right to the ground. That's two big men colliding right there, Pablo Sandoval and Mike Napoli.
Torey Lovello, now manager for the Red Sox, bench coach. One out here in the 7th. Wieters down 0-2. Joe Kelly charged with 5 runs tonight, 3 2/3. Robbie Ross ended up going 2 innings, giving up a run. Gondo has gone 2/3 in relief. Wieters strikes out for the 2nd out of the 7th inning. First K for Gondo.
And Gondo wanted a changeup that time, so he showed him his fastball, he showed him his slider, and then he put him away with the changeup. This time staying away from Wieters.
Action for Baltimore in the pen. Chaz Rowe, a right-hander. Buck Showalter had to get into his pen for the 6th inning. Starter went 5. Baldo Jimenez. As Chris Davis takes a pitch inside for ball 1. Davis singled in the 2nd inning to center field, walked in the 3rd, grounded out to first in the 5th.
A changeup from Gondo. That's about 89 miles an hour. That's a hard changeup.
Swing and a miss. Elevated that time with a fastball at 95.
Changeup down, fastball up, and of course Davis has a slight uppercut swing, and you'd like to throw him fastballs upstairs, or at least try to.
They're going to try to come inside, or they were. They are. And he lifts it in the air to center field. Back goes Mookie Betts. Makes the catch on the base of the warning track to end the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch, 6-3 Baltimore. brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Bottom of the 7th inning here at Fenway Park, 6-3. The Orioles have the lead over the Red Sox. Dustin Pedroia, David Ortiz, and Hanley Ramirez to face the new pitcher Chaz Rowe into the game for the O's. 14th appearance, 2-0. ERA under 1 at 0.98. 20 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponent sitting at 175 against Rowe. Pedroia has grounded out to third, struck out, and walked. Action in the Red Sox pen. Craig Breslow up and warming. Chaz Rowe, the third arm used tonight by Buck Showalter. Brad Brock went an inning, giving up a hit, no runs, walked the batter, struck out 2. Strike call, 2-2. Chaz Rowe started the year at AAA with Norfolk and now called up on May the 24th. He's pitched very well for the Orioles. There's a grounder up the middle, ranging at J.J. Hardy. His throw is going to be in time to get Pedroia. Close play at first base. See if the Red Sox going to challenge this. J.J. Hardy with a good rangy play. Question is whether or not he actually got him. We'll see.
Well, they're going to take a look at it, and I think right now Torey Lovullo is out of the dugout and he's just waiting for a word on the phone whether they're going to challenge it or not.
Apparently not.
That's a heck of a stretch by Davis, the first baseman, and a heck of a play by J.J. Hardy.
One down here in the 7th inning. David Ortiz has struck out, flied out to center, and walked. Let's check in with Garen Austin.
Thanks, Don. Yesterday was a day off for the team, but it was a busy day for David Ortiz, who was hosting the David Ortiz Children's Fund Gala. Now, this event had an island-themed food and music, and it raised money for pediatric health care in Boston and the Dominican Republic. Several teammates were on hand to show their support and help raise money for a great cause. Don, the David Ortiz Children's Fund has raised approximately $1.5 million.
Well, David has been great to the community here as well as his home country of the Dominican. You can see a lot of the Red Sox players also there with their wives last night as Big Papi strikes out this time, and there are 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was pretty much challenge time right there. Fastballs to David Ortiz, and gets the swing and miss for the strikeout. Boy, you get the whiplash. Doesn't he roll with that neck?
Yep.
Watch the neck after he makes that pitch. Wow. Thing looking toward first base.
Two down here in the 7th inning. Hanley Ramirez. In there for strike 1. Hanley tonight has grounded back to the mound. He is single to right, single to left. Driven in a run, now 38 RBIs on the year for Hanley. He's got a home run against Chaz Rowe, 1 for 3 in his career. Popped up, foul ground, should reach the screen, and will. Wieters going as far as he could. Well, tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abood, available at Men's Warehouse. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will preview Clay Buchholz's start against the O's. Buchholz matched up against Bud Norris in Game 2 of the series. Fly ball foul off to the right. And in the finale of the series, played day baseball on Thursday. Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound for the Red Sox in the finale.
And then we go on the road again.
Right back out again.
Hope you enjoyed being home, Don.
Tampa Bay and Toronto. So Eduardo, he'll be bringing with him a 3-1 record, 3.13 earned run average, and a nice bounce back effort last time. And Clay, who goes tomorrow, 18 appearances, 17 starts against the O's, 9-5. His record against Baltimore with a 3.81 earned run average. Two balls, two strikes to Hanley Ramirez with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. On the ground, foul. The Yankees have a 3-1 lead tonight against the Philadelphia Phillies. While Tampa Bay beat Toronto 4-3. There's a pop up right side of the infield. Chris Davis coming down the line into foul ground to make the catch. It ends the inning. We head for the 8th. It is 6-3 Baltimore. Industrial pipe, valves, and fittings for facilities throughout the Northeast. Did you know that about FW Web? Learn more about this proud Red Sox sponsor at fwweb.com. 6-3, the Orioles with a lead over the Red Sox, out hitting Boston 10-7 in the game, and it's on to the 8th inning and on to the Red Sox 4th pitcher of the game. Craig Breslow's 21st appearance without a record, 3.91 earned run average. Breslow has struck out 20, walked 11, and opponent's hitting at 283 against him. He's given up 26 hits in 25 1/3. A pinch hitter here, Steve Pearce, is going to pinch hit for Travis Snyder. Snyder had been on twice, single and a walk, grounded out to second base. But now Pierce pinch hitting in the 8th. And takes a pitch inside for ball 1. 0 for 6 with a walk as a pinch hitter is Steve Pearce.
The Red Sox really playing Pierce to pull too as they that Mookie Betts slid over. You can see toward left field. Hanley closer to the line.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live presented by DCU. Adam Pellerin and Steve Lyons will preview the upcoming Out of the Park event on Sunday at Boston Common. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Sidewinding Darren O'Day warming in the Orioles pen. Pierce hits a fly ball out to left center field. Mookie Betts settles underneath and makes the catch for the first out here of the 8th. So Breslow retires the first batter that he faces, and that'll take us to J.J. Hardy. So far, no foul balls yet caught by Doug Flutie.
They say he gets one every game he goes to.
Pretty much. He was on a run there of like.
Not tonight. Not yet.
Not so far. J.J. Hardy taking a strike. He has single to center, single to right, and struck out looking. That'll drop in there for strike 2. Curveball that time from Craig Breslow. Alexi Agondo went an inning and a third. Gave up a hit, no runs. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out a batter. There's a ground ball to short. Bogarts to his left nicely. And a good throw. 2 down. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. 2 down here in the 8th, 6 in a row retired by Red Sox pitching, and here's Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty with a sac fly in the second inning, picking up his 16th RBI. Strikeout in the 4th, a walk and a run scored in the 6th inning. Strike called, and it's 0-2. Swing and a miss, and Flaherty strikes out. Breslow has a 1-2-3 8th. It's 6-3 Baltimore. Martinez, who's the pitcher of record right now for the O's, went 5 innings, giving him 3 earned runs, while Joe Kelly chased from the game on the hook. 3 2/3, giving him 5 earned runs. Machado 2 for 4 in this game. David Lowe with a big 3-run home run early in the contest. A 4-run second inning for Baltimore. And a good night tonight for Sandoval. 3 for 3 for the Red Sox, who trail by 3 runs as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And they will deal with their 4th pitcher of the game. A defensive change. Steve Pearce staying in the game after he pinch hit for Travis Schneider. Darren O'Day makes his 30th appearance, 4-0 with a 0.98 earned run average. Xander Bogaerts leading it off here in the bottom of the 8th. Pretty good numbers for the O's relievers coming out of the pen when they have a lead.
Yeah, they've been very impressive in this game tonight.
Brad Brock, Chaz Rowe, now Darren O'Day. In the air to shallow center field. David Lowe comes in for out number 1 of the inning. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to the Cystic Fibrosis Multiple Sclerosis Fund. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. 1 out in the 8th for Pablo Sandoval. 3 hits on the night, all singles. He's driven in a run, now 24 on the year for the Red Sox third baseman. He'll take strike 1. Elevates and Pablo chases. 0-2.
You know, against a guy like O'Day, you think about the ball away as a left-handed hitter sinking down and away. Instead, that ball was rising. Drops down underneath and up high with the fastball of Sandoval.
In the air to shallow left, Steve Pearce. As it carries better than I thought, almost to the track for out number 2. 2 down.
That was kind of strange, that one, because the breeze isn't really that hard out to left field, but that ball did carry.
Pearce making the grab, 6 in a row, retired by Orioles pitching.
A little surprise for Pearce as he has to back up about 4 or 5 steps to make the catch.
Here is Mike Napoli, who's had a tough night at the plate, striking out 3 times. Twice swinging, last time looking. In there for a strike, 1-1. Darren O'Day has only allowed 2 earned runs in his last 26 outings. That's in 24 2/3 innings. Zips that one outside for ball 2. Strike 2. O'Day at one point had gone 11 consecutive outings without giving up an earned run, 10 innings. mid-April to mid-May. Napoli fouls it off. Full count now. That was foul ball into the Hall of Famer Jim Palmer's booth.
He wasn't exactly trying to make a play on it, was he?
Wasn't much of an effort either way, really. Gary Thorne ducking out of the way. Payoff pitch. Napoli strikes out for the 4th time tonight. In order to go the Red Sox, we head to the 9-6-3 Baltimore. Planet Fitness judgment-free zone, and I'm going to have a judgment. I think this is weak effort. Look at that.
Well, didn't it bounce off the front of the?
I think it bounced off the table, maybe, in between them.
Because that's pretty. I wouldn't be taking a chance at one that was bouncing like off the.
Oh no, the ricochet could be nasty. Yeah. If that's what happened. You're going to end up with some dental work. This is in the air to center field. And there to make the catch is Mookie Betts for the first out of the 9th. So David Lowe retired. Be sure to follow Nesson on Instagram to see all sorts of cool pictures this Red Sox season. Our followers continue to grow every day. Let's see if we can't get to 50,000 before the end of the summer. Follow Nesson on Instagram today.
I'd say we're up about 30,000 right now.
Manny Machado batting for the 5th time tonight. 2 hits in the game, single and a double. This was an attempt some time ago, I guess. That wasn't much of an attempt. So I guess I really can't call anybody's attempt weak. Really, no, I really should.
Upon further review.
Yeah, that wasn't too good.
You talked about dental work, and I want to thank you because that tooth you put back in for me a while back, still there.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you know that I'm a doctor now, by the way? Did you know that?
You're a doctor?
Yes. I was an honorary doctorate. during the offseason, the Dental Association of Massachusetts was kind enough to invite me to their annual dinner and received an award for the emergency surgery that I did on you.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So if it's all right with you, just call me Doctor from now on, if that's all right.
All right, Doc. And see, behind home plate, there's a signed Stanley right now. You did it with Stanley Tools.
Yes.
It was very good.
I could have done a better job if I had just had that hammer. I would have been fine.
It feels like you used it. It's perfect.
That is still an all-timer for me. We've had a lot of things happen in the booth, but never have I seen a tooth fall right out of your mouth onto the table.
Right out.
That was amazing.
and now you're a doctor because of that.
Yeah, that's right. Popped up foul off to the right.
Dr. Don Orsillo.
Follow me at Don Orsillo.
Yeah. Like Sir Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Dr.
Don
Don
you, and then
yeah.
I'll just Dr. Don Orsillo. Welcome to Red Sox baseball.
That's the way. That's
Jerry Remy in a moment.
I'm pretty impressed.
Fly ball foul off to the right, out of play. And they give you this big diploma. And as part of it, there was some writing in there as to, of course, the emergency surgery. And basically it was what not to do as a doctor. Pretty much was the message that was in the diploma.
Let me ask you this.
Yep.
Was there a picture of it? Did they have a picture?
No.
Oh, so you didn't have to crop me out of the picture.
No, there was no picture. It was just like a diploma. They also gave me a set of teeth to practice on that they have young dentists practice on. So I have a full set of teeth now. That
when did this take place?
Floss. It was before spring training. I would say January.
Oh, where?
Where? It was downtown at the cross street from one of your restaurants. This is in the air to center field as Betts is there. Seaport Hotel. 2 down.
So it was like a
this was
a big gala.
Very big deal. Very big deal. Yeah. I will get it. I think I have pictures of the.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
You got pictures of everything.
Yeah, no, I have pictures of the whole thing, and it was very nice. I appreciated it very much. So
I'm very impressed, Doc.
Yeah,
or Doctor, I should say.
It's okay with you. Just call me Doctor. 2 down here in the 9th. Jimmy Paredes struck out, grounded out, singled, and grounded out again. Over the outside corner, a ball and a strike here to Paredes. The DH tonight for the O's. Outfield about straight away. Pretty deep in left is Hanley Ramirez.
And shifting again with 2 strikes on the hitter.
Grabs his attention. Fastball up and in.
Trying to go inside with that fastball, but too high and too far in to even induce a swing.
To right field, and that's going to get in for a base hit. Over is Brock Holt to play, but it is a 2-out single for Jimmy Paredes, his second hit.
We have a picture of you getting your diploma or your doctorate or whatever you call it.
Yeah. I got it on my phone.
You got a tuxedo on?
He does. The yes, gentleman who gave it to me is a tuxedo. So there it is. I don't know if you see it. There it is. That's me getting my diploma and my doctorate. I am not in a tuxedo, no. So you have it. Dentist. In there for a strike to Chris Parmelee. 2 hits tonight. Triple and a double. 2 for 4 showing.
Do you think that was that a paid appearance?
I'd rather not say.
Then it was. So you fix my tooth and you get paid for it.
This is fouled off at the dish. Well, let's just put it this way. You don't become a doctor for free. I mean, it's... well, actually, I did.
So where's my cut? I mean, I was the patient. I'm the first one you ever worked on.
How quickly you forget how I, was here for you in an emergency.
Quickly I forget. As you pull it, probably about $5,000 for that appearance.
0-2 pitch, runner goes, throw down's a good one, and out at second base is Paredes. We're out of this conversation. 6-3, Baltimore on top. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. The Kia Sorrento. And by the Scion TC. Back at Fenway Park with work to do for the Red Sox, trailing by 3 runs as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sandy Leon to lead it off here for Boston in the 9th. Takes ball 1 from the closer for the Orioles. A save situation for Zach Britton, 30th appearance, 1.82 earned run average. He's 19 out of 20 in save opportunities. Opponents hitting at 227 against Britton. As Leon takes strike 1. So Darren O'Day had a 1-2-3 8th inning with a strikeout. Bullpen's only given up 1 hit since they have been involved in this game. Zach Britton ranks 3rd in the American League with his 19 saves. On the ground back to him. Britton's got it. Throws out Leon for the first out here of the 9th inning. Visit NESN's YouTube page to see all sorts of stories come alive in video. Visit youtube.com/NESN today. 8 in a row retired here by Orioles pitching. 1 down in the 9th for Mookie Betts. Betts has struck out, doubled, grounded out, and walked.
That double back in the 3rd inning kept his hitting streak alive, and it's now at 10 games.
In their first strike, 1-1 to Mookie Betts. Britton has now converted 15 consecutive save opportunities since May the 3rd. Fouled at the dish off himself, and Betts down 1-2. Brock Holt waiting on deck. One down here in the bottom of the ninth. Two and two.
First breaking ball right there. Slider that Britton has tried. Missed with it. Kind of lays flat outside. Mookie Betts taking it.
Ball three, full count. Battle here for Mookie Betts. Payoff pitch. And Betts will walk. One out, base on balls here as Mookie Betts makes his way down to first base. One on, one out. Brock Holt coming up. Brock 2 for 4 against Zach Britton. Couple of singles. Does not have a hit tonight. He did reach on a walk in the first inning. Since then, a ground out and a couple of strikeouts for Brock Holt. Very high for ball one at 96. And this is going to be a visit for Wieters out to the mound.
Yeah, just a little reminder. You got a nice little 3-run lead here. Overthrowing a little bit here in the ninth inning.
On the ground, softly down the first baseline as Britton will flip underhanded to first base for out number 2 as Betts takes second base with now 2 outs in the inning. And that'll take us to Dustin Pedroia. Dustin against Britton in his career, 7 for 12. Double 4 walks against Zach Britton. Ball one. Britton got Leon to ground back to him for the first out. Walk Betts. A little dribbler down the first base line. Brock Holt retired as Betts takes second base. Now Pedroia will take ball 2. A little bit low. 97. David Ortiz hoping to get a chance here in the ninth. Pedroia taking all the way there, and he takes a strike.
Well, Dustin knows they got to try to get that potential tying run of the plate, and on the 2-0 count, taking a strike. Shane Victorino very close to going out on a rehab assignment.
in the air to right field. Struck pretty well. Parmalee was playing shallow. Now he goes back. Going to be over his head and off the wall. Scoring from second is Betts. Into second base with an RBI double goes Pedroia. And now it is a 2-run game, and the Red Sox will bring the tying run to the plate.
Well, Pedroia in the hit as Kyle gets the fastball this time and powers up to the opposite field. Parmalee playing fairly shallow out there in right field, and there's no way he's going to be able to track this down as it gets over his head. All the way to the base of the wall, bounces back into the glove. Pedroia at second base, and that brings up the potential tying run in David Ortiz.
Big Papi tonight has struck out, flied out, walked, and struck out again. He's had success against Britain as well. Outside for ball one. A lot of fastballs from Britain, and they've been off the mark for the most part. So it's 17 pitches, only 7 for strikes. Fouls it off himself, and it's a ball and a strike to David Ortiz. John Farrell was ejected earlier in this game, arguing balls and strikes. In the 6th inning, Torey Lovullo at the helm right now. One pitch. Ortiz grounds it down the first baseline, foul, and now it's 1-2. Hanley Ramirez hoping to get a chance here in the 9th.
And they have struck Ortiz out twice tonight, both times on fastballs. Let's see what they do in the 1-2 count.
Shifting in the infield, straight up in the outfield. Ortiz lines out to third, and that's the ball game. They've been lining out to Machado at third base. Red Sox get a run in the 9th, but it's not enough as the Baltimore Orioles come in and take game 1 of this series, holding on to win 6-4. And a pretty impressive job tonight by the Baltimore bullpen. Brad Brock, Chaz Rowe, Darren O'Day, and Zach Britton, who will pick up his 20th save of the season. So a loss for Joe Kelly in this game, a victory for Jimenez. 6-4, the Orioles beat the Red Sox, and a tough night tonight. Adam Pellerin from Fenway.